This is Louis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. There is no man I want to be more joined by after a great fight like that. Mr. Wade Plemons, how are we doing, mate?
Bro, I'm doing well. Another banger, man. Misfits, they deliver. That's all I can really say. They deliver. The fights were underhyped, in my opinion, and over-delivered. Wow, what a card, man.
Absolutely, you know, it was full of shocks, tag team, everything. You know, first of all, let's just touch on the tag team. How did you sort of think that went overall? You know, what was your sort of thoughts on the tag team? I think it worked perfectly. Everyone's sort of loving it.
I don't think it could have gone better, man. I really don't know, like how. When you think of an idea like that, as a boxing purist, I worry. You know, I worry about the safety. I worry about how the sport's gonna look. I worry about that, and it went exactly how they wanted it to. It went perfectly, and I think we just created a new niche in the sport, man. I think they did.
You know, Mams and Calla, they just keep on doing it. You know, whenever there's doubting. Like, I remember doing an interview within the week, and you know, we were both talking. We were a little bit worried, but you know, they just know how to do it, man.
He walked right over to me in the ring. He said, I told you," after the tag team. So he was right, man. Fair play. He got that one right, and they're creative. They're super creative with it, and it's better for the scene.
Absolutely, you know, we had a great fight between King Kenny and Ashley Raksu. I spoke to Ashley earlier, you know, not in a rude way, but no one really gave him a chance. You know, everyone built up King Kenny to sort of smoke him, and you know, he went in there and he proved everybody wrong.
This is what happens when you see different levels in influencer boxing. People forget Anthony Taylor's a professional fighter, and when he does stuff to people that shouldn't be, I guess, looked at the same way as an influencer doing it, right? So that was with the big calling card, and that was the big thing. As soon as the fight started, I remember I went, you know, Ashley Raksu went the distance with Anthony Taylor. He might have got dropped, but he went the distance. So when this one started and he started throwing big bangs, I was like, he's going to stay around the entire time, and that's what happened.
Absolutely. You know, another one, Swingler versus Nick Lamal. You know, I sort of thought people could have thought that Nick Lamal was going to be a rollover. Mate, when he was hitting him on the chin, geez, that guy was just standing there. He was just taking them shots, and it caused a great fight for Misfits and for Telford. You know, that crowd, fuck me.
Yeah. I cannot believe the energy in the Telford crowd. It felt like we were in front of 10,000 people tonight. It felt like 20,000, but they were just so passionate. But I'll tell you this, man, even before I interviewed him, when I first got my hands on that Happy Punch, when I got on that Happy Punch leaked footage of Nick sparring Jarvis, I went, oh no, this kid's got something. And he was shoulder rolling shots. That's what I thought was super important for a guy who was 6 months old in the game. And he was just kind of backing his way and throwing that shoulder over. Everything was glancing off and not getting caught. And he was even catching and parrying shots at that time it was 4 months. I was like, oh man, we might have something here. And we interviewed him. And he was so calm. He was collected and cool. He was like, I'm just going to shock a lot of people. And he convinced Sensei and I. And we went, oh, he's going to shock a lot. Sensei actually picked him to win. And you could argue that he might have. I have to go back and watch it. You could argue that he might have got. I don't want to say robbed, but it might have gone his way if not for a couple more things.
Absolutely, you know, it's one of them things that for someone like Nick, you know, he didn't get the result tonight, but he still has so much credit, and you know, he can still, and that's a great thing I think I like about Misfits. You know, even though guys can lose, it's sort of like a UFC model where they can come back and they can still be in massive fights.
Nick's going to be in a big fight with this loss, maybe a bigger fight for him going forward, and it's going to be better for his career going forward. He's tasted a hard fight in his first one. He's tasted big-time punches from Jay, and he's tasted defeat all in one fight. So he's learned so much about himself in one fight that some of the guys in our scene aren't learning until 2-3 fights in. Kenny didn't learn it really until tonight, you know, and Jay didn't learn it until tonight. He had to go through a war here. So I think the kid's dangerous. What is he, only 21, 20? So he could be, I mean, we're talking this is a 5-year deal with Misfits. You can see him at the main event in 5 years.
Yeah, you know, you just touched on, you know, fights taking losses. Someone like King Kenny who, you know, apart from DK Money, he's had a lot of tough fights. You know, he's been very, you know, a lot of back and forth. You know, what do you think's really next for him? Do you feel like maybe it's like, do we need to, because he's got the hype, do you feel like maybe we need to like pump the brakes a little bit because, you know?
I don't know, because you said it, you nailed it on the head. Like Kenny's had so many tough fights that he's not going to get the credit for taking tough fights. You know, how many other people are taking Ashley Raksu? How many other people are taking Sensei? And again, I think you could argue that a lot of people would have taken Ashley Raksu after the Anthony Taylor performance, but Kenny saw a tough fight and he went after it again. I got nothing but respect to him, and I don't think it's a matter of pumping the brakes. I think it's just a matter of this is the influencer. We just talked about it, the influencer boxing scene. You can come back from a loss. I know it's a little deflating, but I think he'll be better for it.
You know, moving on, just to sort of wrap this up, we April 22nd, Le'Veon Bell versus JMX. April 21st. Sorry. I keep getting these dates wrong. You know.
Garcia.
And there's of course, and I think there's another few fights on there on that card. You know, that's a massive fight, and it's now we're seeing not just TikTokers and that, we're seeing sports stars. You know,
that's an NFL All-Pro running back, multiple-time Pro Bowl player. This is a guy that is a high-level athlete, like the highest level of athlete you can be. And some guys don't pick up the sport very well, even as high athletes. They just don't. He does, and it feels like everything that he has in his repertoire lends to boxing. He's quick, he's very twitchy, got a good jab, long reach. It's going to be a tough night for JMX, but this is the fight that JMX wanted. That one to get him to Logan Paul, and this one absolutely can.
So, you know, just wrap this up now. Thank you for your time, Wade. You know, tonight we just spoke earlier. I'm sure I'll be linking you up if you need a John Jones stream. So, you know, we're looking forward to that. But yeah, Wade, it's good to chat to you, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Man, thank you, bro. Thank you.